Got a little update on the steering box pump disaster on this truck, aka fitting a 21-foot truck in a 20-foot garage. Actually, I lied. I got a little bit of space, but where is my light? Oh, my light's over here. Had a little bit of problem. Yeah, got the box out, got the pump out. The new pump fucked up now. Also, there's a bolt, it's a little bracket I'll show you in a second that holds the pump on. It uses that little frame hole, not freaking frame hole, block hole right there. Goes into the cast iron block right there, holds a little bracket on the back of the pump. Okay, that bolt's different than these three bolts that hold the pump on. One, two, three. So I put that bolt accidentally in the pump, fucked up the pump. So got another pump, old pump. Ouch! See what I mean? Tight places, not a good working environment. That's probably one of the reasons why I even screwed this up. But it's the old pump fell, dented the hell in the bottom of it. No big deal. These are the pump bolts. You got three of them. That's your little bracket. Wiring harness runs down over there. Had to redo that wiring harness, so the loom broke on it. This is a 15mm head, and the threads are 10mm by 1.5. So you got three of those that work fine. Alright. You also have one of these bolts that look pretty damn similar. Oh, there goes the light. Oh my god, man. I'm gonna have to get another battery. This is ridiculous working like that. Till this battery goes dead, back on. Anyway, what was I saying? This bolt looks real similar to these bolts. If I didn't already show this, I don't know if I did or didn't. This one's slightly smaller and has a domed head on it. I guess it kind of locks into the block. But I'm gonna need one of these bolts. So, time being, got one of these from the hardware store. It looks nothing like it, I know. But it fits. It's higher grade, 10.9. It said 9.8. But it's just a slightly bit shorter, but I'd rather go shorter than longer. But if anyone has one of these bolts on these trucks, I'll buy it from you. If you got a Parts 5.3, 4.8, 6-liter truck engine, LS1, LS2, they all use this bolt in that bottom. I'm pretty sure that they use that bolt hole and they have a bolt in there. And that's where this bolt goes. Crazy looking bolt. It goes right in there. Whatever that hole is. So if you have one, let me know. I'll buy it from you. I'm gonna probably have to go to the dealer and pay $7 for it just to do it right. Or I'll hold off and find one in the junkyard in 10 years. Like I was saying, this loom over here though, it's all the way up here. Cheap crap. They use the worst loom on these things now. It was falling apart already. So when I had the pump out, it just really fell apart. So I put new stuff on. That's kind of old GM stuff down there, and this is some cheap shit up top, but it'll work. Power steering fluid, like I said, when it gets on the frame, it totally eats it up. Eats up this wax coating. It's the worst coating ever on these General Motors stuff. Power steering fluid, transmission fluid, eats it right up. Motor oil will too, but it takes longer. Yeah, so I spray bombed the hell out of it, undercoated it. It looks just awful going all the way up here. But it's pretty much sealed up. I got undercoating like everywhere. New idler arm. Not idler arm, pitman arm. I'm waiting on the idler arm. This thing's like looks so much smaller than the one that came off. So I'm not too pleased about that. AC Delco. Ripped my ball joint boot over there too. Or it was ripped. RTV'd it and actually it's holding, believe it or not. Pretty strange. It doesn't work. I think I'm gonna use windshield urethane and put some in there because this stuff's hard as a rock. So screwed that up. So now we're delayed some more, but we don't have a box anyway, so can't do anything with it. That's the bracket right there. When you take the pump out, you can actually leave that bracket on, and you can get these two nuts off afterwards. But in order to do that, you must disconnect the negative battery cable. You gotta disconnect the alternator, because that little wire that comes off of this little junction block, and unbolt this junction block. Got two 10s over there. Just let it hang. And you got much more room to fish the pump out. It's gotta come out this way. Oh, you gotta remove your engine coolant temperature sensor connector right there too, and you can fish it out. It's pretty easy. You know, it's just a clamped on connection right there, and your high pressure line. That's the other side. Goes to the gear. It says gear return line. You got a cooler up front somewhere in there. These models. But that's all we can do. Waiting on idler arm. Well, see what kind of disaster I can do with that next. And I need a bolt. If you have a bolt, let me know. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Number 3. That's the bolt I need. Figured out the size. 10mm by 1.5. That's this bolt. That bolt. I think the bolts that thread into the heads might be different. Cookie. These are M10 by 1.5 to these nuts that go in the back of the pump. So if you ever have a problem with those or lose one, that's what it is. So bad. We got Cookie, and figuring it out as we go. This damn, what is it? GM Parts Giant, I think I'm on. They don't show you the part number, so I was gonna try to get the part number and try it another place for cheaper. Give it to the dealer, but they're being asses, so I'll go next door to the dealer and ask them what the deal is. Maybe they have one on the shelf, maybe they don't. The Camaro too has the same bolt. Goes right over there in the back of the motor, and the alternator bracket hooks into it. So like every LS1 engine, their hole is utilized on the driver's side, believe it or not. So we learn stuff from our screw ups too, which is kind of cool. Learn about the LS1 style engine a little bit more. Oh, Camaro, same bolt. Look, I'll thread it in. See me screwing it in? Alright, got it in. Alright, let's go.